Simon from WhatCulture here with the one and only Jungle Boy Jack Perry. How you doing, my friend?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well. You asked me. I like it when people ask me. No one ever asks me. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum. I can't like it.
You're always supposed to ask.
It is rude. I also like that we've adopted the sit-down kneel position for the interview. It's so much more comfortable.
Yeah, it feels more personal.
It feels more intimate, doesn't it? Doesn't it just? Now, I think we need to talk about the fact that this is a very well-timed interview in the sense, in terms of your wrestling career, you're coming of age. You're entering the main event scene. You're going after world championships, something that people have been talking about for a while. But how do you feel about that? Because, of course, you've been plugging away, you've been toiling away, all the bumps, all the bruises.
Yeah.
I mean, you must be pretty proud of yourself.
Can I just say, it's weird hearing your voice with you right here, because I'm used to hearing it on the videos.
I know.
So I feel like I'm watching a video, and then you're here right now.
A lot of people think it's a fake voice. Can you just confirm that this is real and there's no, like...
It is real. It's a little bizarre hearing it in the flesh, but it is real. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting time for me because kind of since the beginning, I've always been tied to, at first it was Luchasaurus and Marco and the team. And then even in this rivalry, it was Christian. And I kind of have been tied to someone all the time. And this is the first time I'm kind of out on my own in the wilderness, which is weird. 4 years in, it kind of feels like it's starting all over. So here, we got one of these 8x10s, closing the lid on that. That really kind of felt like closing a big chapter of my life, sort of. That was the beginning, I guess. And now we're in the middle, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited.
That is genuinely the best answer we've gotten all weekend. I'm not just saying that. That's a terrific answer to that question. Some people just go, I don't know. It's like, oh, okay. But do you feel like it was good that you did get to have those experiences in the sense that I can learn from this guy, I can learn from that guy. I like this, I don't like this, I can incorporate this. And now the fact you are going out by yourself, maybe you're not... you're not like a 180 from what you were before, but you'll be able to adapt to what you need to become in order to stay at that tippy top level.
Yeah, for sure. I think when I first came in, it was like a huge deal for me. Like, I'm wrestling on TV with these guys who are the best wrestlers in the world. And at first I was like, I don't know if I can hang with these guys. This is like a whole new world. So it was nice to have a partner there for that. The way our team worked out, I ended up doing 90% of the work all the time anyways, but it was nice to have someone else there with me experiencing that for the first time, because we were both freaking out, like, oh my God, we're about to wrestle the Young Bucks or Kenny, like whatever it was. Now I still get nervous. I throw up in a trash can most weeks before I go, but in a way, most of the jitters are gone. I know I can hang in there with all these guys. I know I can do what I'm here to do. So now that part's kind of out of the way, I feel more confident in what I'm doing. Just trying to improve a little every time. That's all you can really ask for. But I feel good and really set and prepared to go out on my own now and kind of make the most of it.
But I think you are doing that because, it's a process.
Yeah.
The wrestling stuff, the in-ring stuff, whatever you want to call it, you've got it down, right? You've had many matches that have been... Well, they've been praised online, right? Universally praised. And now, especially with your interactions with MJF and Sammy and Darby, you get the promo stuff is coming too, right? The talking is coming.
Yeah.
And they are the two most important elements of wrestling. So again, it must really feel like you continue to take positive steps.
Yeah, with the promo thing, I didn't really think about that on the indies. All I really wanted to do was wrestle. Yeah. When I was a kid, I wanted to wrestle and do cool stuff. And I feel like I've got that down for the most part. I feel pretty confident I could go in there with anyone in the world and throw it down. The promo stuff was funny. I got a lot of flack in the beginning. I said, I want to run away when they make me do it. People thought that was a literal thing. It's an expression. But
the internet took something literally?
Oh, yeah. Some of these. It's not my favorite thing to do. I'm never going to be like MJF and show up and request 30 minutes to go out there and blabber on. But that being said, I don't really care anymore. It's kind of... I'd like to improve a little every time as I go. It is what it is now. It's got to be done. I'm not that worried about it. And I'm feeling more comfortable all the time, so we'll see.
I don't think you need to worry about it at all. I think and I mean this in a positive way, I think you have a very unassuming approach. And it just comes across like you're a dude. And I actually think that's really important because, again, we'll just use MJF as he's come up, over the top, flamboyant, bombastic. But if you're like that too, that's not an interesting pairing because it's just two people yelling at each other, essentially.
Yeah, I find, for me personally, kind of, being a babyface is interesting because I feel like a lot of babyfaces come off as overconfident, which I don't like when it gets to an extent of, like, it starts to come off as cocky or whatever. So my personal preference, I guess, is to kind of play it a little bit the other way. And if it comes off a little quiet or under the radar, I guess. I don't mind that as much. Just personally, it kind of puts me off when people are so like in your face, overly confident, which is not how I am. I'm kind of quieter, a little more reserved, but it is what it is. Everyone's different. I used to worry about it more, but I feel like it's going well. So.
Dude, I would say, and again, what do I know? But, the art of wrestling is finding that little voice inside yourself and amplifying it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have done that. This is me. I am this guy. I can find a way to put this into my character, which is exactly what you've done. So I actually think that's amazing advice for anyone trying to be a wrestler right now.
Well, thank you. Very, very well. I try. I don't know.
Do have one more question for you, just in case I can be ahead of the curve.
Okay.
You won a match recently, and you won with something that you may have done it, and I'm just not astute enough, but you slammed somebody in the back of the head.
Yes.
Pretty vicious. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Was that just a mistake? And you're like, well, I may as well pin him, or are we going somewhere?
I first did that a long time ago in Jacksonville. Here's a little backstory. A lot of my moves look very cool, and they're kind of flashy, but they're not that damaging. And I used to go out there, and sometimes I'd be getting crushed by these dudes who weigh a lot, and they'd be beating the shit out of me. And I was like, you know what? When it comes to the end of the match, I want to have something that if you've been out here slamming me all around, I want to be able to get you back pretty good. Yeah. And I thought, I was like, what's the best way I can do that? Because I'm a lot smaller, and I was like, I guess I'll just take my elbow and hit this guy in the back of his head as hard as I can.
I love it.
So, I have that and I have the snare trap, but I kind of vary it up depending on the situation. But yeah, I'm going in that direction a little more.
I like it. So there we go. There goes a scoop. A scoop on WhatCulture Wrestling. I'm just going to say you've confirmed it. Brand new finishing move by Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. Genuine pleasure, my friend. I always say this. The coolest thing about AEW is watching people that you've been aware of in the indie scene, but establish themselves as TV wrestlers and then move up the ladder. Because, it's like, it sounds so cheesy, but it's like you're part of their journey too. Because you see that person evolving, and you're absolutely in that category, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's been fun so far. Hoping it stays fun going forward. And
you killed Christian Cage. He's in there, put him in a coffin and threw him into the abyss. We haven't seen him since, so.
Yeah, I didn't. We might never see him again.
Why would we? He's in a coffin underground.
Yep.
He's done. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. Thank you for your time, my friend. We'll see you soon.